Hey, Probstats kids, this is Dr. Callahan with Week 17 Friday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and answer the following questions for your warm-up question for Week 17 Friday. And congrats on making it to the end. All right, so first thing I want you guys to do is to watch the video, an introduction video on number bases and positional systems. So all you have to do is go to YouTube and type in binary numbers and the base system as fast as possible. And it is the beginning of this one right here. It's only about 5 minutes. So watch that video. All right, so then you guys have your guided notes for this class. If you don't have this in person, that's okay. You can go ahead and just take a look at it and copy it down on a separate piece of paper, but it is 2 pages or it could be 1 page front and back. And it looks like this. So here's the first page, 12 examples, and here's a second page with 13 to example number 19. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the very first example here. So with example 1, what you're looking at is you're converting numbers from base B to base of 10, okay? So your base here in this situation is going to be 2. And so then when you have these binary numbers, these are placeholders. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I made a little mistake and I forgot my 0. So starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then if I were to write out this binary base to base 10, it would just be 1, because that's the first number, times 2, because that's my base, to the 5th power. So these numbers right here are going to be power. Plus 1 times 2 to the 4th power, plus 1 times 2 to the 3rd power, or whoops, not 1, 0. Plus the next one is 1 times 2 to the 2nd power, plus 0 times 2 to the 1 power, and then last one is 1 times 2 to the 0 power. So when you do this with your calculators, you know that 2 to the 5th power is going to give you a 32. So 1 times 32 is a 32. 2 to the 4th power is a 16. 0 times whatever this is just going to be 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 0 times that is just going to be 0. 2 to the 0 power is 1. So 1 times 1 is just 1. So then 32 plus 16 plus 4 plus 1, which is going to give you 53. And that is your answer. Example 2, let's take a look at this one here. Your base is going to be 3. Start at 0, 1, 2, 3. These are going to be your power. So this is going to be equal to 3 times the base to the 3rd power. And that should be a 2, not a 3. Plus 1 times 3 squared. 2 times 3 to the 1 power. 1 times 3 to the 0 power. Then of course 3 cubed is 27. So 2 times 27 is going to give you 54. 3 squared is 9. 1 times 9 is a 9. 2 times 3 is a 6. And then this part right here becomes a 1. So that's a 1. Altogether, you should have a 64 plus 6, which is going to be a 70. And that's your answer. All right, now that we've done this for a few times, pause the video for example 3 and do this one on your own. Here's your answer. You should see that 5 squared is 25. 3 times 5 is going to be a 75. 2 times 5 is a 10. This part is going to give you a 1. 4 times 1 is a 4. So then 85, 89 is your answer. All right, let's take a look at example 4. is going to be your base, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be your power. So pause the video and give that a try. All right, so then looking at this part here, this is your answer. You can go ahead and multiply this part out to get to a number, times it by 1, and simplify it. All right, let's take a look at example 5. This is a little bit different. So with this one, you have a BADE, and this is what is called a hexadecimal. So really, what you really need to think about is, think if you have 3 hands. You will have 15 fingers, right? So that's what hexadecimals are. So after 9 comes A, which is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15. So looking at this part right here, you know that B is going to be a 11, A is going to be a 10, D is a 13, E is a 14. Now take a look at the positions of this. And the position starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. So then your base right here is 16. Your powers are 0, 1, 2, 3. And so let's start off with B. B is going to be 11 times the base of 16 to the 3rd power, plus A, which is 10 times base of 13 squared, plus 13 times, not 13, 16, sorry, 16 to the 1 power, plus 14 times the base of 16 to the 0 power. And then, of course, you want to go ahead and simplify that out, which will give you 11 times 4,096, 10 times 256, 13 times 16. And then remember, this part becomes a 1. So 1 times 14 is a 14. So then simplifying this even further, you would have 45056 plus 256 with a 0, 208, and 14. So then altogether, your grand total is 47,838. And that is your answer. All right, let's take a look at example 6. Example 6 asks you to go ahead and convert 38 to base 2. So this is going to be a series of divisions. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So then looking at this, you are going to start off with 38. And you're going to go ahead and divide all the bases of 2 into that. So the bases of 2s are going to start off with 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. What's the biggest number that you can divide into this? Probably 32. So we'll do 32, subtract it, I get 6. We're going to repeat this one more time. Next number, what can you divide into 6? Probably 16, which is the next number. 16 times 0 is 0 because you can't do 1. That's too big. So still have 6. Repeat it one more time. Next one is 8. 8 times 0 is 0. So repeat it one more time. Now I could do 4. Okay, 4 can go into this once, which gives me a 2. Bring that 2 inside the division sign. Your next one in place is a 2. 2 times 1 is a 2. And ta-da, you have 0. So your binary codes for this one is 10011. All right, let's take a look at example 7. Okay, so your code with this one, you're going to start off with base of 4s. So I'm going to look like multiples of 4. 1, 4, 8, 16, 64. And so I'm going to start off with 125. First, I'm going to divide by is 64. 64 times 1 is 64. Subtract, I get 61. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat this again. Next number is 16. 16 goes into this 3 times, which is 48. And I have a 13. Repeat this one more time. 13 divided by 8 once, which is a 5. Oh, I'm sorry. 8 is not even one of the no codes. Sorry about that. So it's actually 4. So that's going to be 3, which gives me a 1. And that is your number. 1, 3, 3, 1. Let's try example 8. With example 8, I have 4 place values, which is 1, 7, 49, 343. Just like with before, when we did this one, it was 1 squared, 2 squared, or I'm sorry, 1 squared, since it's base of 4, 4 to the 1, 4 squared, 4 to the 3rd. And just like example 6, base of 2, so 1 squared, starting with 1, 2 to the 1 power, 2 to the 2nd power, to the 3rd, to the 4th, to the 5th. So let's start off with 840 divided by 343 twice. Subtract it, you get 154. We're going to repeat this one more time. 154 divided by, next one is 49. That could go into there 3 times. Subtract it, I get a 7. 7 divided by 7, only once, 0. 0 code is 2, 3, 1. All right, now that we've gone over this one, I want you guys to go ahead and give example 9 a try. So pause the video for example 9. Here is your answer. Now let's give example 10 a try. Pause the video. Here is example 10. I want you guys to continue on until you are done with this for the remaining of the examples. And then your last part that I want you guys to do is if you want to check your answers, here's a QR code for the video for all 19 examples, or here's a link to it. And then I'm going to have you guys just practice using a quizzes. It's just simply 8 questions. So go to joinmyquiz.com. And the last thing I'm going to do is answer 49255530. All right, you guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.